real? For 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 real?
Let's do it.
But I'm a teacher, and you're my student.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Some coffee so I can throw it in this traitor's face?
Get what you fucking deserve!
They're all knocked down! That was incredible, Joker! Joker, my wife left me and my family is going to starve!
Alright boys and girls, I hope you're having a lovely day. Okay, today boys, I want to talk to you guys about Persona 5. Okay, we've got Persona 3 Remake literally just around the corner, so I figured now's the best time to talk about Persona 5. I want to answer the question of whether or not this game is really that good, okay, and if you just want the short answer to that question, well, yes, okay, it is that good, okay. I'm not really a massive fan of RPGs, but I can honestly say that Persona 5 is one of my favourite games of all time. I played base Persona 5 years and years and years ago. I can't remember exactly when it was, but I remember getting the game for Christmas, and again, even though I'm not like a massive fan of RPGs, I always like the look of Persona 5, you know, it just looked like something that would appeal to me, you know, I'm a big fan of anime and stuff, and I just thought like I would actually probably enjoy that RPG, and that was absolutely right, okay, I absolutely adored it. So I remember playing it for that very first time, okay, it wasn't actually Christmas Day, it was the day after Christmas. I remember like Christmas Day, I had a lot of family over, but that next morning I played it, and I immediately fell in love, you know, I thought I'd just pop it in, and maybe play it for a few minutes, you know, maybe 20 minutes, just get a little taste of it, but no, I played it for like 3 hours straight, okay, I couldn't get off it. I was just immediately drawn into that world and those characters and the vibes, and I just adored it from minute one.
I love you, bitch.
So yeah, over the last few weeks, boys, I've been playing Persona 5 Royale, okay? I've never actually beaten Persona 5 Royale, so I thought now was the perfect time with that Persona 3 Remake coming. I think I'm gonna wait on getting that. I don't think I'm gonna get that straight away. I'm gonna wait for that to get a little bit cheaper, you know, and get it maybe in a few months' time. And the reason for that, lads, is that I think Persona 5 Royale is gonna take me a good while to finish, okay? This is not a short game by any means, okay? If you've not got like a lot of time, then Persona is not your series, okay? These games demand that you play a lot of them, okay? They are not short. These are like a minimum 100-hour games, you know? So yeah, I think I'll get that Persona 3 Remake a little bit later on, okay? I'm just gonna enjoy Persona 5 for now. So yeah, I guess we'll just dive into why I think this game is really that good, okay? And I want to start off with like my favorite thing about this game, and that is the presentation. This game just oozes style. Every single thing this game does when it comes to presentation, it just oozes that flashy style, you know? It's just got such pizzazz to it. That's the best way I can describe it. Just the art style to this game is absolutely amazing. If you wanted to make the argument that art style was more important than graphics, then you should use Persona 5 in that argument, okay? Because this game will live long in the future, okay? Because of just how amazing that art style is, and it has nothing to do with graphics. And there's definitely better graphical games in Persona 5, but I think this game will age better than a lot more games because of that style. And that style just really makes you pay attention to just every aspect of this game, you know? Just even things as simple as looking at dialogue is so stylish and flashy in this game that you can't take your eyes off it. Even something as simple as just like catching a train in this game is cool, you know? Like in other games that's just like meh, you know, you can sort of forget about it, it's not that big a deal, but in this game it just looks cool, you know?
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
And on top of the fact that this game just sprinkles in these amazing like anime cutscenes throughout the game, just peppered around the entire game, like it's just, I don't know, man, this game has just got such an amazing coolness to it. And then we cannot not talk about that soundtrack, boys, okay? The soundtrack to this game is arguably the best soundtrack in any game, okay? It's got one of the most amazing soundtracks ever. There are so many good songs in this game. It's just such a chill and vibey like soundtrack. Like you've got those bangers in there like Wake Up, Get Up that are just so catchy, they'll just live in your head rent free. And you've also got those chill songs like Butterfly Kiss or I don't know, Life Goes On, you know, songs like that that are just chill. Those type of songs that you'll have in the background while you study, you know? I can't tell you how many videos I've edited just listening to the Persona 5 soundtrack, and I even use the Persona 5 soundtrack in the second channel videos because it just got that such like a calm and soothing vibe to it. And that's kind of what I want for this channel, you know? I want that like calm vibe where we just sit and chill and talk about video games, and this soundtrack just gives you that. And the more I think about it, it genuinely might be my favorite soundtrack in games because I just listen to it so often, it's just that good. Okay boys, we talked about the presentation of this game, but I feel like we got to talk about the story a little bit, okay? Obviously I'm not going to go through the entire story, but I feel like I got to touch on it a little bit, okay? Because obviously it's like one of the biggest parts of this game is the story and its characters. So this game kicks off with our main protagonist Joker, okay? And Joker gets himself in a fair bit of trouble. Basically Joker sees this man as like harassing this woman, so he decides to intervene naturally, and he ends up like hurting this guy, and then he gets sued in court. So now our boy Joker's got like a criminal record, okay, so he's got to like transfer schools, okay, so now he's going to Shujin Academy. So unfortunately for our main protagonist, he's not actually able to stay out of trouble for very long, okay, because he enters this whole new world of palaces and personas and shit. And then for those of you that have never played Persona 5, you probably got no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. You're probably thinking, Majel, what the hell is a palace? What the hell is a persona?
Confusion of the highest order.
So basically palaces in this game are like dungeons, you know, if you've ever played an RPG, you kind of know how dungeons work, you know, you explore them, kill enemies, and get loot and shit like that. That's what palaces are. But these palaces are basically created when people have like these strong, distorted views of the world.
One could say it's a world in which one's distorted desires have materialized. I call such a place a palace.
Like, for example, in the very beginning of the game, you have a gym teacher called Kamoshida. This guy is kind of a piece of shit, to say the least. And the way he views the world is like, that basically this entire school is his castle, you know, and that everyone in it is basically beneath him. So yeah, I hope that kind of makes some sense to some people that haven't played this game. Probably not. I mean, it's confusing even for me, and I've played the games. But then you've also got personas, and personas are basically like these alter egos that these characters have, like, that basically allow you to fight the different shadows. And they basically get summoned when like our characters remove this mask, and then there's just like some crazy shit. I don't know, it's just kind of like weird Pokemon. That's the best way I'd describe it.
Personas are, in other words, a mask. An armor of the heart when confronting worldly matters.
What the fuck does that even mean?
So yeah, if you've played the game, you know that the story is pretty damn good, okay? My explanation doesn't do it justice, okay? Just play through the game, you'll definitely love the story. But what really makes the story here is the characters, okay? Because these characters are so good. Like, for example, we got our boy Ryuji, okay? And Ryuji used to be this, like, track runner, but then Kamoshida kind of fucked him up a little bit. He decides to get rid of the track team after Ryuji decides to take a swing at him. They have, like, this big, like, argument and stuff. But Ryuji is kind of like a fun misfit, you know, he's really relatable and likable. Then you've got Morgana, that's like a weird cat thing that kind of hangs around all the time, but he's like convinced that he's a human, even though he's definitely a cat. So his entire character arc is him trying to like regain his memory so that he can prove that he's a human, even though he's not a human. We talked about him already, but you've got Kamoshida, who I feel like is just the perfect villain. Like, he's one of the best villains ever. I almost feel like he's too good in a way, because he's like the first villain that you come across, and I feel like the other villains in this game don't quite live up to Kamoshida. Like, he's so evil that you will genuinely hate him to bits. He's like King Joffrey levels of hatred, you know, he's almost too good. I feel like he should have been like the end boss of this game. But nonetheless, he is an absolutely amazing villain, okay? Top tier villain right there. And then you've got characters like Sojiro, who sort of starts off like not really liking Joker, like he's kind of a little bit of a hard ass, but as the game goes on, he starts to warm towards us. He's like a super likable sort of father figure-esque character that I really enjoy. And there's just tons of great characters in this game, you know, I could go on. You've got Sai Nijima, you've got Igor, you've got Anne, you've got Makoto, you've got Haru. I could go on and on. There's so many characters in this game, and all of them are like super likable or unlikable if you're not supposed to like them, but they're all well written and really good, and they all have like pretty sufficient screen time to where you get to know these characters and start to enjoy them.
I love you guys so much.
So yeah, we talked about the story and the characters here, then lads, I guess the only other thing we got to talk about here is the gameplay, okay? And this is the aspect of this game that I just didn't think I would really click with when I saw gameplay for this, you know? I just thought, I want to give this game a try because I love the style and stuff, but I'm just not sure if I'm going to like that gameplay, because again, I'm just not really an RPG type of person. And I've tried to enjoy RPGs many times, lads, okay? I tried to enjoy Skyrim and I just couldn't get into it. I tried Fallout 3 and just didn't really love it. I even tried a couple of Final Fantasy games that I just didn't really enjoy, you know? I've definitely tried to like RPGs, and I mean, I've liked a couple, you know? Witcher 3, for example, I really enjoyed, but most times I don't really like RPGs, and then Persona 5 came along and just smashed that. I adore this game with all my heart, okay? Not just the story, not just the presentation, not just the characters, but the gameplay too. I love the gameplay to Persona 5, okay? It's so fun and addictive. A lot of it does come down to the presentation, okay? I feel like if this gameplay wasn't as flashy as it is, then I wouldn't enjoy it as much, but just, yeah, when it comes down to the presentation, the gameplay, it just makes it look so fun to do, you know? And even though it gets repetitive, you don't get bored of it because of how well it is presented. Like doing things like all-out attacks, for example, in this game, it just looks cool, you know? You can see it 1,000 times. It never gets old because it just looks so amazing. And there's just something about like when you hit the enemy's weak spot in this game that it just, I don't know, it just makes you feel good about it. I don't know how to explain it, but if you've played it, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, if you've never played Persona 5, maybe you don't understand the gameplay here. It's a turn-based RPG, okay? So yeah, you basically take it in turns to attack, and then you get attacked, and so on and so forth. You want to find the enemy's weak spots, okay, and once you do that, you can exploit that, and then you get extra turns and stuff. And throughout the game, you're going to be unlocking new personas, okay, because you can kind of like convince the shadows to be part of your persona team, I suppose. And also you can like fuse those personas, okay, so you can take two personas, combine them together, and make like another new persona, which is cool.
Fucking hell. How'd you fluke that one?
And honestly, that's like the biggest compliment I can give to the gameplay here, is that even though I'm not like a massive RPG fan, I beat Persona 5 and wanted more, okay? So that sort of tells you how good this gameplay is, okay? If I'm playing an RPG for hundreds of hours and I still want to play more of it, then that just tells you how good it is. So yeah, that's pretty much all of my thoughts here with Persona 5, okay? I absolutely adore this game, if you can't already tell, okay? And I just pretty much love everything about it. Honestly, I can't even think of a single negative with this game. There's nothing about this game that I don't like. So let me know in the comments, boys, do you like Persona 5? Do you think it's a really good game, or maybe for some reason you don't like it? I'd love to hear in the comments. Other than that though, boys and girls, subscribe here if you're new, okay, and I'll see you guys in the next one, alright? Peace.